Utah Jazz this offseason. I said they had a good offseason. They got themselves John Collins, who you guys know. I'm actually a big fan of John Collins. And I know a lot of people actually talked very well of John Collins at the Summer League. I talked to former Atlanta Hawks staffers with Nate McMillan's staff. And they spoke very well of John Collins and said that really the trade rumors had meant he was mentally in a bad place. Really bad. The draft pick of Taylor Hendricks is great. This guy has what we thought Jonathan Isaac could be potential. Keontae George looked like a dog at Summer League. Cool guy, plays great. Oh, dude, he's being compared to Eric Gordon. I think Eric Gordon's his floor. I think he'd be better than Bree Sensabaugh. I thought that was a good offensive pick guy. I think he's gonna play a different position in the NBA than college. I really do. I think they're gonna try to put him in a Royce O'Neal role. Omer year 7. I thought that was a solid pickup. You got rid of Damian Jones, and you got Omer. You got rid of Rudy Gay and Vernon Carey. Again, I thought those were good moves. And yeah, so I want to hear your guys' thoughts. Also, I heard a crazy Luka Šamanić story about when he was in the G League, and he supposedly this was during COVID when he had to wear masks, and supposedly he showed up with his mask on and just refused to play because he was hungover as hell. And suppose he's crazy. Bad crazy. Also, their two-way contracts are filled up. Micah Potter looks great, and I heard really good stuff about him, especially from coaches and scouts and agents. Micah Potter, Johnny Juzang, and Joey Hauser are their two-way guys. The current roster's done. It's set. They've got 15 players. They got their two-ways. This is your Utah Jazz team. John Collins, Jordan Clarkson, Colin Sexton, Larry Markin, and Kelly Olynyk, Taylor Hendricks, Taylor Horton Tucker. That threw me through a whirl. Ochai Agbaji, Keontae George, Simone Fontecchio, Walker Kessler, Omer Year 7, Chris Dunn, Bree Sensabaugh, and Luka Šamanić. Now, let me see if there's any guarantee dates you guys should be aware of. So, Luka Šamanić has no guaranteed money this year, and it became increased to $400,000 guaranteed because he wasn't waived July 18th, and the contract becomes $600,000 guaranteed if he's not waived after training camp. So right now he's on his way to making the roster, it seems like, and I think that's what you want to hear. Now, if we're just going to predict real quickly the starting lineup for this year's Utah Jazz, personally, I think we're looking at starting. They ended the year with Taylor Horton Tucker, with Jordan Clarkson, Larry Markkinen, and Walker Kessler out there. So I think the starting lineup: Walker Kessler, John Collins, Larry Markkinen, Jordan Clarkson, and Horton Tucker. Then Colin Sexton, Ochai Agbaji, Luka Šamanić, Simone Fontecchio, Kelly Olynyk will be the first couple guys off the bench. Then it'll be Chris Dunn, Simone Fontecchio, and Taylor Hendricks with Omer Year 7, and then Keontae George, Joey Hauser, Johnny Juzang, Bree Sensabaugh, Michael Potter will all be break the glass type guys. And for me, when I look at this team, I think it's definitely interesting because the Jazz aren't tanking. But what are they? I think is the big question. Okay? The Utah Jazz did not tank last season, and they still ended up with great draft picks. And I think right now they have a treasure chest of draft picks they are able to benefit from. I like the addition of John Collins, but it was a weird trade because he's someone they've been eyeing for a while, and it ensures that Lauri Markkanen is going to continue playing the 3. And the team's competitiveness definitely wasn't the same at the end of the season as it was at the beginning. But they definitely have more talent and depth, than last year. But I still think it's a strange roster in terms of how it's built. So I think it was a good offseason, but like y'all say, they're probably fighting for a playoff spot. Who knows? I'm definitely curious to see. they're in an interesting juxtaposition. And I think if they're really bad this year, they could blow it up. But if they're really good, they might try to go out and fish for a superstar and be a team that blows out any other team's offer. Because I think that's possible. But who knows? Who knows with the Utah Jazz? Danny Ainge is a crazy man.